If you know me, you'll know that my most anticipated new for 2020 coaster is Iron Gwazi. This Insane RMC has potential to be one of the greatest roller coasters ever built, and overall it looks like an extremely awesome ride. So in this video, I'm not going to be talking about the ride itself, because I already did a video on that. Instead, in this video, I'm going to be going a completely different route and look at Iron Gwazi from an investment standpoint. I can already tell a lot of viewers won't necessarily like what I have to say, but in today's video, I'm going to be answering the question of is Iron Gwazi a terrible investment? Now I know that question probably doesn't make any sense now, but stay tuned and I will explain exactly what I mean as I explore the investment of Iron Gwazi and find out once and for all if Iron Gwazi is a horrible investment. But before we jump right in, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to see content just like this. I really appreciate it and I enjoy making roller coaster related content, and I post a new video every week. But now let's get to the video. Iron Gwazi is probably the ride that I will be riding most this year, and I have nothing but a positive viewpoint for this ride. It looks like an awesome ride and I am by no means bashing it or anything like that. But with that being said, in this video, I'm going to try to determine if Iron Gwazi will be a profitable, good investment for Busch Gardens Tampa. Being able to tell if something is a good investment before it opens is extremely tricky. Sometimes a perfect looking ride can turn out to be a total disaster for a park. A perfect example of this is I-305 at Kings Dominion. On the surface, it's a great ride, and it's in fact my number 2 coaster. But with that being said, it didn't nearly perform as well as the park expected it to, just because it was too intense for the general public. This resulted in millions of dollars that the park could have spent differently. So that begs the question of what is considered a good investment for a park. In my opinion, a new ride should do a few things. First off, a new coaster should boost attendance for that season, resulting in more profit for the park. Second, a new coaster should round out the park's coaster collection by filling any major gaps in the park's lineup. And the third thing it should do is to give the guests an incentive to come back to that park that season, resulting in more season pass sales from previous pass holders. And the final thing it should do is actually be a profitable ride by actually making money. This is a combination of all the things I just mentioned. It can either be from extra season pass sales or boosted attendance. It doesn't matter where the money is coming from, but the ride needs to lose a minimal amount of money or break even within a couple of years. It's very rare that a new ride would profit so soon, but eventually, because of all the added investments to a park, a new ride will round out the coaster collection and make its money back in the long run. So is Iron Gwazi going to boost attendance, resulting in more profit for the park? The answer to this is no way. Because of the current events going on in the world, I don't expect Busch Gardens Tampa to get record attendance. This is completely not Busch Gardens' fault. There's literally nothing that they or any other park could have done. But the sad reality is that when all the parks finally open back up, I think that a lot of people will decide to stay home and wait until next year before visiting the parks again. In fact, in the state of Florida, from my understanding, when the parks open back up, they will have to start off at half capacity, which means less money for the park. So this is unfortunate, but it looks like that all of the 2020 investments for parks that add them won't turn out as the parks expected. One good thing, however, is the fact that the addition of Iron Gwazi will still round out BGT's coaster collection. This is something that isn't affected by the current events and is really helpful for parks like BGT. BGT's coaster collection is already amazing, and this is going to make it even better. This will reduce lines at the park for other rides and increase the overall value of this amazing park. Now, while I do think that this ride is coming at the worst possible time for the amusement industry, it could possibly have a good effect. At this point, once the parks finally open up again, they're going to need every guest that they can get. If I was a random person on the fence of going to Busch Gardens Tampa or not because of everything going on now, maybe, just maybe, seeing an amazing ride like Iron Gwazi would push me over the edge to going. Now, obviously, because I'm a coaster enthusiast and I just moved to Florida, I'm eager to get back to BGT, and I will take my chances and go as soon as it opens. But having this awesome ride might help in the slightest way. If we look at this in the long run, maybe in a year from now when all of this is hopefully over with, all the people that have passed on going to the parks in 2020 will consider the 2020 attraction to be a new ride. This is the same for all the parks that added a major 2020 attraction. In fact, the majority of this video can be used for Icebreaker, Emperor, Jersey Devil, Pantheon, Candemonium, and every other park that has been affected so far. So, do I think Iron Gwazi is a terrible investment? No. It would normally be an amazing investment, but with everything going on right now, it becomes way less profitable for the park. At least it's better than nothing, right? Wrong. I actually don't know. Just think about a park like Six Flags Magic Mountain who added absolutely nothing. Because they added nothing, maybe they have less to lose. Maybe the perfect addition would normally be the worst addition, nothing at all. I don't know if this is correct or not, but it's very interesting to think about. Now, before we come to the end of the video, I want to touch on something that isn't getting talked about nearly enough. This is whether or not the closure of the parks now will affect the 2021 editions. This is a very important question that might not have a definite answer. In my opinion, if a park loses an excessive amount of money and can save money by not adding a major 2021 attraction, unfortunately, I think this might happen. There's a rumor in the coaster industry that SeaWorld Entertainment has already paid or partially paid for all of their new attractions until 2022. If this is true, then the rumored 2021 coasters such as BGW's Shuttle Coaster and Orlando's Mystery Coaster should be safe. And this is a very good thing, especially considering the fact that SeaWorld is getting hit the hardest with all of this. Now, I'm not sure about the Cedar Fair or Six Flags parks, but hopefully the closures wouldn't affect them very much. But I could see Dorney Park's coaster getting removed or unfortunately being pushed back to 2022, especially if it isn't set in stone yet. So to conclude, even though this is a very sad time for the amusement industry, I think the parks will still push through and survive even if it unfortunately means canceling a few of their future attractions. 2020 editions like Iron Gwazi are not ideal at all at this time, but nevertheless they will still be amazing rides and still benefit the park in one way or another, whether it be in now or the future. And don't worry, the parks will open up again, and some sooner than you expect and some sooner than others. And when they do, we will get back to doing the things we love to do, like riding roller coasters and spending time with friends and family. And in the end, that's all that matters. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see content just like this every week. And comment below your thoughts on Iron Gwazi and this entire situation happening now. When do you think the parks will reopen? And do you think Iron Gwazi is a good investment? Comment below your thoughts, and this is the Coaster Josh signing out.